Welcome, whoever you are. Straight away, please subscribe, please share, please do whatever, all of that stuff, because I'm brand new to here. I won't have any followers. My friends and family probably aren't going to be all that interested, and maybe you're not, who knows, but give me a try, give it a go. What is this channel about, and why am I doing it, and why have I started now? And these are all good questions for me, really, rather than anybody else. I'll give you my whole life history will pour out, no doubt, as this continues, but fundamentally, work-wise, film and TV has been the core of my life, career and work. And really I should have been doing this a very long time ago, because I enjoy the craft and the art of filmmaking and television, but I can't bear what it's used for, which is overbearingly propaganda and indoctrination, getting people ready for events that are going to happen, getting people ready to be poor, ready to be ill, ready to be locked up, ready to be whatever. And so, yeah, here I am. I'm doing this, and my main reason for doing it actually is my wife, who I love deeply, is pretty down on me at the moment. And again, this probably will all play out as my videos increase. I am going to try and do this very regularly, at least 2 a week, maybe more. And what will it be? Oh yeah, my wife. Back to that. My wife, when you got no chance of doing anything on YouTube. Well, do you know what, hon? Wait, I was going to say something rude, but I'm not going to. But yeah, actually, check it out. What will this channel be? I'm self-diagnosed with a condition I call terminal curiosity. I question absolutely everything, and have done all my life. And where I'm driving us to at the moment is a place where one of my early questions has actually manifested into an awful lot more in my life now. But one of my earliest questions on the subject of history and architecture first came as a very naive and young, I don't know about naive's a weird word to have chosen for an 8-9-year-old, but as a child, looking at stuff and asking myself questions. So we're in London, we're in the area of King's Cross. I'm going to try and find some parking now, which is not going to be straightforward, and I'll show you the thing that sparked part of my interest in what we'll probably deal with quite a lot on the channel. It's all a bit cryptic, isn't it? All a bit cryptic and crap. But also, anything else that any of you fancy me looking at in London, stick it in the comments, and I'll try to make it an interactive experience. All right, so parking now. Incredibly, within moments of me cutting the video, I found a spot which in this part of London is sometimes literally impossible, so quite exciting. Right, so car parked, and also it's a Saturday, so incredibly it was free to park right here in central London. This bar used to be called something completely different when I was a youngster. Anyway, here we are in King's Cross. Interesting thing straight away is the fact that, when you look along the streets, they're all like the shop fronts and everything, it's all pretty standard and dull. But the minute you look above the shops, you find stuff like this. I mean, this is obviously very old world. Next to it, potentially facaded old world, but who knows. This here, definitely maybe a little bit of building after the war, who knows? And then again, old world up there. It's always important to look up. Brief fill-in on people that I follow. I kind of, the whole fake history thing, I stumbled upon with the incredible Martin Leckie, or however it's pronounced. Sorry, Martin, if you ever see this. Called Flat Earth British. John Levi, Paul Cook, Zachary Denton. There's a load of people out there doing amazing work. But I'm just going to pause for a second, show you this building here, because look, this corner here, and go in. I mean, what on earth is that? You know, that's, oh, I know what we'll do. We'll just build a little spiky thing up there and put a nice little metal cage on it. I just very much doubt that that's anything other than practical. Some form of an aerial, some form of a transmitter, who knows? And that's the thing, it's looking up. It's pretty much in every country in the world, literally in every country in the world. The buildings are incredibly similar, and the things that are on roofs are unnecessary. And there's a whole, I'm sure that anyone that's going to be watching me at this moment is probably already aware of the fact that the history that we're taught and the history that we're given is quite literally his story. It's not the story, it's not my story, it's his story. And it's made up. I mean, incredibly. It doesn't actually seem viable and possible, and that's one of the things that holds a lot of people back on this sort of thing, because it just doesn't seem that it will be humanly, and maybe that's a big debate as well, possible to actually do that. And here I am. So what a view, what a sight we've got here. We've got King's Cross, which is an incredible railway station actually, and obviously Harry Potter, platform of 13 3/4. I'm not sure, actually that might be in St Pancras, which is literally next door. Let's just pan to St Pancras. I mean, I'm going to be doing quite a few films on St Pancras, but just while I'm here, let's just have a little look at this stuff. I mean, you know, it's all, yeah, it was all just so that, you know, it could be a really lovely building for you to go and get a train from. I mean, it's one of the most remarkable and incredible buildings in the UK, I'd say. But, you know, worldwide, it's not unique at all, really. There are loads and loads of buildings like this. So when I didn't really get to go to a lot of places when I was a kid. So going to a train station to go and visit a relative was a really big deal. And getting on the bus, there was no car, single parent family. My mum was horrible. She's passed now, and you know, no tears left dribbling from my eyes. But so yeah, when I did actually go anywhere, it was something very exciting. Even getting a bus outside of Stoke Newington, where I was born and bred, was a big event. So when I got to this place and started to look around, I was blown away, because you know, it's all so big. But this is the thing. That is the thing that very first sparked my curiosity. I, on a bus, saw it and instantly wondered what on earth it was for. It's the size that you can only get maybe 1-2 people in maximum. It's obviously got that balcony all the way around the outside, and it's got the portholes, or portals, who knows? I mean, who knows what they really are? And in my childhood curiosity, what I came up with is that this was somewhere where somebody would go up there and look out of one of those windows, or stand on the balcony if it was nice weather, and be able to look at the trains coming and going from King's Cross, which is
patently, obviously ridiculous as an idea, because even from up there, you wouldn't be able to actually see the trains, and the trains are in a covered building as well. So, I would go, what on earth is this thing? And it's still here after all these years. This building has been renovated quite a few times in my life, and still holding the incredible shape. I mean, look at the building itself. Actually, it's one of those sort of V-shaped things as well that culminates in gets wider as it goes back. But this thing bothered me now, and it still bothers me now. It's got a weather vane on it, because obviously it's very important to know which way the wind's blowing in central London. Not unless I see. I don't know if the balcony was put on after, but for me it has to be some form of technology. And again, brilliant Martin from Flat Earth British invented, as far as I can work out, the term antiquitech, antique technology. There it is behind me. I mean, look, it's just ridiculous. And we've got then obviously all of these spikes and mad roof-like attachments on St Pancras. And then if I just go around the other way and look down Pentonville Road over there, again, let's look what's going on. We've got rooftops are just incredible. I mean, that's obviously some form of an aerial there, or is it a sculpture there? I can't quite work it out. But some form of aerial, and these things were obviously for receiving or transmitting energy, communications. Who knows? Because it's all been ended, and it's all been occulted, made secret. So, I know that I just trimmed and cut a little bit too early on that last bit. What I was actually saying was that everything has been basically hidden from us. That's what occulting means. Occult is hidden, and London is just full of, incredible architecture and buildings. And I'm going to go and see a hell of a lot of it. I mean, I've got to tell you, I'm not even going to. I can't stop at the moment. There's nowhere to park. But the mud floodness, for those of you that are already au fait with that as a concept, that there's been some kind of massive worldwide occurrence that buried everything in feet and feet and feet of mud everywhere. It seems all over the world, and it's a fascinating thing. Because how could it all be undug, and how many years does that take? So many questions. I'm not sure that we're going to get answers, because really, truth is very, very, very hard to find, and some of it has been so well hidden that it's now impossible. So rather than concerning myself with finding the truth, a truth seeker, a truther channel, mine's actually about finding the lies and working out what just is so obviously isn't true. That's kind of where I'm at. I've got everything on my table, literally everything. And what I do is go about looking for things that don't belong on the table anymore, things that have to be pulled off, because they're nonsense, BS, lies, rubbish. Some of your lies are so in your face and so obvious that you can't imagine how you ever fell for them. I mean, I've fallen for pretty much all of the lies that this society has chucked at me over the years. I was totally obsessed with space and NASA, and particularly the Apollo missions, and felt myself to be a bit of an expert. I've read all of the literature on it, all of the biographies, the autobiographies. We nearly called our son Buzz, but fortunately Toy Story was out at the time, so Buzz Lightyear had kind of sort of got rid of the magic of Buzz, as in Buzz Aldrin. But then all of a sudden I discovered that, for me anyway, that the whole thing is a complete and utter facade, charade, nonsense, lie, distraction, delusion, all of these big words. And but wow, how amazing a lie! I mean, how big, how incredible, how bodacious, and to the point of hats off. Literally hats off to those that it. I prefer to say it rather than they, by the way, when it comes to the kind of bigger power over this realm, because the they, we have to add names to those people, and all the names that we know are replaceable instantaneously, and they're all brilliant liars, actors, deceivers, and order takers. They're obviously being ordered to do shit by somebody or something, and they are doing it. Anyway, you might have a flavour of the sort of things that I'll be covering on this channel. Debating almost anything, to be honest with you. I'm just going to keep uploading until it gets some traction. I really hope it does get some traction. I need to be able to basically put a couple of fingers up to the missus and say, I'm 58 years old, but it ain't all over. Anyway, my name is Happy. You have been whoever you are. Thank you for being here, watching my nonsense. There's going to be more nonsense to come. So, see you next time.